Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and as you can see on the right side I have a full 6x8 photo. On the left side I've got a 6x12 page happening, pocket pages over there, and I have a 3x4 pocket and a 4x6 pocket to fill. Now obviously I have a photo for there, but I do need something to go in the background, and I have nothing picked out here, and somehow I want to make this all match. There is blue here and here, so I'm thinking bring that in somehow, but I don't know exactly how to do that. I think I need to go through my cards. I know for the stuff that I put into my Canada bin, there was nothing like specific to this. I do know though, however, I have some stickers. I think they're in my New York bin right now, but they are stickers of crosses that are black with gold foil. Obviously I could get away with those because there's black happening here and on the doors and stuff. So I could like just make a card of that if I wanted to, but I would love to maybe find at least one card. I don't even care if it's the 4x6 or the 3x4, but I would love to find at least one card that has some kind of a saying on it that might be fitting for what we're seeing here. So I've pulled out my 4x6 cards first just to see if there's anything in there that might work. It's got to be something that's like kind of shifted to one side or the other so that I can put that photo on there. Otherwise, like something like this is not going to work because the phrase is smack in the middle. That doesn't go with what I want. So if I can't find that, I might just have to get creative in putting something together myself. I did find a few options for the 4x6 card. So I have this one that says vacation details, and I could trim the photo a little bit and overlap it, and then I would still have all of that I could fill in, and actually that's probably plenty. I don't know that I need the full 4x6, so that's an option. I kind of have a similar thing happening here where I would just cover up the compass side. I don't need that. It's not really fitting with what I'm doing here. And then I would have all of that space to journal. Again, that's almost more than I need. I don't know that I need that, but it is black and white, so it goes with everything in theory. But then lastly, I found this one. Now, I obviously am not going to use it as is, but again, I could trim this a little bit, enough to cover like that, where the blue looks, mostly even on both sides. Get it right up to the white line there. And then I could journal, and this is perfect for stamping, for an embellishment, for something. I really like this one the best, and the fact that it will bring in the blue from here as well as over here. So I think I'm leaning to that one. So for now, I'm going to assume that I'm using that. Then I need to find one for down here. So I do think I have quite a few things in that kind of darker blue, not quite navy, but almost color. So I'm going to pull out my 3x4s next, and I will find something. I think I have found my other card for down here, and there were two that I was actually considering. This was the other one, and I liked this because not only did it have the blue, but it had this kind of teal color, which matches the ceiling. The only problem is I don't like what it says here. Don't like that it has a little heart, and I just don't like that. So I was like, uh-oh, am I going to find something else? Well, I found this, and I think that's perfect. I mean, look how well that color matches, which is awesome. And I love what it says. Anytime I walk into a church that looks like that, I am filled with wonder. I'm not even a religious person, but I can understand beauty. I can understand art. And that's what I'm seeing here. And so I feel like this particular phrase is perfect. These were the stickers that I mentioned, and I forgot that some are gold, some are silver. They all have foiling, and there's black accents, which works perfectly. So I just need to figure out like which one do I like with all of this, because once I have the photo on there, I can fit one in here, especially if I pick a smaller one and then journal around it. So that might be the best way to do it. I did trim down this photo. This is how much I cut off. So it's maybe 1/8 of an inch, but when I line it up with this, it really fits perfectly. So I get as close as I'm going to get basically with the same width that's over here. If I go any further, I'm into that white. So I think this is as far as I'm going to trim it. So I can just adhere that now, and then I have to figure out the sticker part for the rest of the card. So I actually decided to switch this up a little bit. I decided to put the photo on the left and have this on the right. That way I don't have kind of gold against a lot of gold. I've got something that breaks it up right here, but I still have the blue, and it really makes no difference like what direction this goes. It's still fine. So I'm choosing to do it that way. And yeah, so back to the sticker part. That's what I have next. For the sticker, I've actually decided to go with this one, which is quite large. But even when I put it over here or here, whichever part I use, like there's still a lot of room left. I think that's fine. And then I still have quite a lot of these left. Now, they were in my New York bin, but I saw a ton of churches in Canada. So it'll kind of float between those. When New York is done, then they'll just live in Canada's, I'm sure. But until that's completely done, it'll float through, and that's okay. Okay, this one is done then. I will do my journaling off camera, but really that's all I need to do with that one. So I can put it in the pocket, and then I have to figure out how to embellish the big 6x8 photo I have. For the large 6x8 photo, I think I want to hang something off the side or the top, and I've grabbed out my circular ephemera here. Most of these are just plain cardstock. A couple are maybe some other materials in there, but I have to find something that has a phrase that's appropriate, and then is it far enough away from the edge where I can cut it off and leave something hanging? I don't know, so I'll have to look through there and see what I find. I did find an item that I think will work for this photo if I strategically place it. I have this one, To Travel is to Live, which I love the idea of that, and it's the perfect color. But when I put it up here, I feel like it blends in too much because of this color right next to it. But if I put it down here, I feel like that's better because it's got more of a neutral background. It'll still fit. I'll just cut off the bottom part here. I may or may not have room enough for a staple, we'll see, but I think that's the better option. And then really I end up with a visual triangle of blue because I have this one, I have one over here that's on the far left, I have one up here that's on the top right. And I also should mention, because of the way I switched this up, I also had to switch the order of the photos here to make sure, because I didn't like the blues on the same side, but it'll still work. The design hasn't changed, I just moved the photos. But for here, I think this little circle is going to go right there. I have that attached, so I am just going to cut off the part that I don't need over here. There we go. And then that's what we have there. Oh, I do have room for a staple. Let's put that in. I centered as best I can there. There we go. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so now I just have to figure out, do I want anything else on the left-hand side, or do I just want to leave this as is? So I have everything laid out the way it will look, and I like this as is. I think there's enough because it's so busy. There's so much color, so much pattern, especially like this, and then you've got all this over here happening, plus the sticker. I feel like it's enough. I really do, and I love that I've got blue, blue, blue for my visual triangle, so I think it's all good. So here's another one finished for Canada. Thanks for watching.